So a whopping 36 LEGO Ideas projects are in for review, and I wanted to take the time in today's video and go ahead and look at each one of these, but more importantly, see if I would actually buy any of these. So I'm going to give you an answer on yes or no, and as well just my general opinion on each one of these. The first one we're going to take a look at is the ancient Roman temple. Now, by all means, I've been honestly begging LEGO since I've started getting into the hobby to make like a Greek temple or even a Roman temple because they're so similar in architectural. So this is an absolute buy for me. I think the creator did a fantastic job. It looks pretty awesome, is modularized, but to keep it nice, short, and sweet, this is 100% a buy for me if it was to be produced. Next up is This Is Fine. Nice little build. I love how they did the like fire out of brick build going vertical. I thought that was really cool. However, for this one, for me, it does not have a too significant value in my aspect in collecting. So for me, this one is a no, even though it is a pretty sweet build. And I love that color scheme that they did go ahead with it. Next up is Castle Dracula, a massive LEGO idea set this one would be. But the design of it is pretty intense. I love all the details. I love how it opens up and you can kind of see inside of it. And just having that playability kind of takes it next level for me. And of course, it is Dracula, right? So I think that's stationed up in Romania. But absolutely a buy for me. I love this one. I love different styled castles. So this is definitely up there. Will it be made? I'm not too sure, but hopefully LEGO can decide that, right? Next, we have the Pac-Man moving display. This, I think, could quite possibly be a LEGO idea set. I think it's very unique and honestly is very well executed. The characters are actually interchangeable, so like Pac-Man can be running away or he could be chasing to eat the blue ones right from the game. So definitely a buy for me just because it's Pac-Man and how unique it is and very well executed. So that's a really good one I did like. Next, we have the Lost City, which again is another castle. However, this one is, a little bit different. It's not Dracula, but overall, it looks pretty massive, right? Not to say too much about it. It's a lot of grays and greens, but well executed. For me, I really don't like the dollhouse style where it's open on the background. So for me, I think this one would be a pass if it was to be made. However, if it was made, I would not be upset because it is a pretty awesome looking castle, and to mock one would be pretty awesome. Next, we have the Japanese Courtyard Garden. Nice little design here with a ton of details, everything you would find and expect to see in a Japanese courtyard garden, right? Kind of gives me that Ninjago feel, but I do love Asian architecture, so it's really nice. I love how they did the roof panels there. They really executed this quite well. Now, I don't know if I would buy this one just because I don't know if I would display it, but I would definitely use it for like mocks and whatnot. So the next one we have is the Travel Suitcase. Pretty cool and unique, sleek design. I like that you can literally carry this as a LEGO set, as a suitcase. Hopefully all the parts stay in place, but it opens up and has a pretty sweet little scene inside. Now, I don't know if this is up my alley as well. I don't think I would get this one just because I don't know where I would display it, even though there's a nice little city and a train in there. But the micro scale does look good. So who knows if that time were to come. Next up, we have a pretty famous movie, I would say. It's from the movie Up. So Pixar's Up House with Balloons is the official name of the set. I like that it is modularized and it's pretty well executed. So this is a definitely buy for me. I would definitely incorporate this into my LEGO city somehow, some way, just because of how cool it is and how iconic that movie honestly was. So to get some characters from the movie would be pretty cool. So this is a definite buy from me. Next up, we have BotW Temple of Time. Oh my goodness, is this thing massive? I'm just going to say yes. I'm going to say absolutely yes to this one. It looks incredible. It's like broke into pieces over time because of like age and like just over like weathered. I don't know how to describe it. It looks incredible though. I'd fit this in next to the other castle that's going to go into my city. So definitely a big win for me if we were to get this one. Next up, we have a pretty iconic historic moment from the Wright brothers. So this is the Wright Flyer. I believe they were from Cincinnati. I'm almost certain on that. But anyways, a nice little executed memorabilia to history right here. We have the Wright Flyer. And you actually also get their minifigs, which is pretty cool that this designer decided to throw that in there, but really cool. I would love to probably get this one, so I would say yes to this one just because it's a plane, you can fit it into a city, and it's actually a pretty awesome set. Next, we have the classic Thunderbirds. Nice little design. Has some smaller scale builds that go built into it. So it's kind of a lot in this one, a lot of playability. And you have those super mini minifigs. I don't know what to call them. But for me, it's not totally my style. So this one would be a no for me going to get it. But next we have the JWST. I love the color scheme. I think that like pink purple really executed well, but for me, again, just not a total fan on some of this display stuff, so I would definitely pass on this one, but a very well executed set to say the least. That takes us into the Golden Clifftop Temple, another Asian architectural style build. This tree for me is pretty incredible. I would definitely get it. Now, I'm not gonna say solely for the tree, but it was very nice. I love that architectural style. So for me, this is a definite buy. Very well executed. I love the overall designs, the rooftop, the tree, just on top of kind of like a mountain feel. Definitely buy for me. I really do enjoy this one. Kudos to the creator. The next one I could see definitely being made is the Cipher Machine. Kind of fits into a lot of the Lego ideas lately where they, like the typewriter. I think it just goes along right nicely with that one. So the Cipher Machine, I think, would definitely have a plausibility of being made. However, for me, I don't collect those items, so I would not be buying it. Next up, we have the Sewer Heroes fighting the Fatberg. This is a pretty cool set. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty unique. I love that you can see more underground than you would in any other Lego set. So quite the display set. It has the dollhouse style back, right? But it is opened up, and there's actually a ton of scenes on the back, all the way from the ground all the way to the building top. So really good design. I actually would get this one just because how much I love it. So it looks awesome. Kudos to the creator. That's a yes for me. Next up, we have the London Underground, another set that features an underground. I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, of course, has a train and kind of like a train station in London feel. Absolute buy for me. It is a dollhouse style. I would have to complete this on my own. However, the actual design of it is pretty awesome. I love the train being in it, so an absolute yes from me. I would definitely be buying this if Lego was to approve it as a Lego idea set. Next, we have the Architect's house, and a very modern house build, to say the least. Kind of reminds me of like a super modern build in Minecraft or something. It's a yes. It's beautiful. It's modern. It's sleek. It's something we really don't have from the Lego group, and probably something we're missing. It does feature like a dollhouse style where it's open on the end to see inside and is detailed, but it's a yes for me just because it's something we haven't seen from the Lego group. Next up, one of the only sitcoms I think I've almost ever watched is Community. Watch this be the one that's not going to be made. I would 100% buy this because I love Community, and I don't watch any other shows. I don't watch Friends. I don't watch Seinfeld. I don't watch The Queer Eye. I don't watch any of those. Community is one I'd watch. The paintball scene being incorporated in it. Oh my god, I'd probably buy this day one just because how much I love Community. So super yes for me. Glad to see even a Lego Ideas set be made. But that takes us into the next one, the Neverending Story 40th anniversary. Pretty awesome if you're a fan. This set is definitely for you. It's pretty well executed. It looks pretty awesome, and the 40th anniversary is pretty sweet. However, it's just not my cup of tea, and for me, I wouldn't be getting it if it were to be made, but I'm sure others would be excited, so I don't want to misguide you or steer you away from that. It is a pretty well executed set, but that's going to take us into the Old Western train station, which you know is up my alley. So right away, I'm going to say yes. As soon as I saw the Old Western train station, I was a yes for this one. Very well executed, gives you the Western vibes. It is a dollhouse style, but you can probably like butt it up against a wall or something. And of course, it is a train station, so a definite big fan for me, and has probably one of the biggest assortments of minifigs that I've actually quite noticed while making this video from the Lego Ideas selections. But that takes us into the next one, which is the zoo. This one is pretty intense. It's a lot going on. It kind of reminds me of the Ewok Village from Star Wars. Just, I don't know, just because of the big trees and a lot going on. But it's pretty well executed. I'd like to put this into my Lego City, so I would say this is a yes for me as well. I would probably add on to it because everyone has their own impressions of a zoo, right? And I'd like to add some, minifigs and some animals that you can't find in here. So definitely a good one. Kudos to the creator. I do like that one and enjoyed seeing it. But the next one we have is Jaws. I could definitely work this into my Lego City and put it like near Ninjago or something. So it's going to be a yes for me. I'm not a huge Jaws fan by all means, but I think the boat looked pretty spectacular and super detailed. And come on, it would be pretty awesome to have Jaws in my Lego City, right? Maybe me transporting him across the road on like a huge like semi truck or something. I don't know. That's just an idea. Well executed set, and definitely could see that being made. Next, we have the Modular Arcade. although I would absolutely adore and love seeing this being made, I just don't think Lego is going to make a modular. I hope I'm mistaken, because I would buy this 1000%. I would love to add to the modular line. And I've always been preaching that we need an arcade. And kudos to this creator for actually going ahead and creating this as a Lego idea set and just showcasing that the fans want this from the Lego group. Definitely buy for me. Hopefully it can be made. Next up, we have a cat. Yep, just cat is the name of this one. It is a brick built cat. And for all the cat fans, will probably actually be thrilled with this one, because it'd probably be pretty cool sitting up on a shelf somewhere. However, it's just not my scene and like aspirations from Lego, so I personally would not be buying it. However, I could see a lot of fans being thrilled about it. Next, we have House of Open Shutters. Kind of a spooky name, Open Shutters. I don't know why that gives me a spooky feel to it, but a really well-executed house by all means. Tons of details, and definitely something I would add into my collection, as well as my Lego City, or even as a display piece. It really looks great. I just love all the little details that are built into it. So an absolute yes in my eyes. Next up, we have Lover House, and this one is pretty unique to Lego, having just rooms assortment from the Lego colors, which I do love to see. And overall, a pretty large build, so it'd be cool to see this one as well. I would definitely say yes for me, just because of the Lego colors being pretty unique to the Lego group. Next up, we have Jack Skellington's house. I've actually never seen this movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. I think I've seen part of it, but not a huge fan. However, I would love to give it a second try if this were to be made. I would probably watch the movie and let's be honest, probably like it and probably buy the set. So it's going to be a yes for me, just because I know myself and the way I have to feed my addictions. So it's very well executed. I've seen scenes, right, and I know where this is from. It looks pretty well. The next one, we have the Clock Tower Park, another awesome, massive build. Gives you like the London vibe feel. It looks pretty awesome. The details are immaculate. The trees, the fountain, well executed. Very much love to see architecture designs like this from like Lego creators in the Lego Ideas line. We don't really have a clock tower, so this would be an awesome addition. So this is a definite yes for me. Next up, we have the mechanical flip clock. Now, this is pretty unique, and it requires a power function and motors, but to be atomic. A very unique build. For me, I just don't need it. I would pass on this one, but it is a very unique design, so it makes sense why it could possibly be a Lego Ideas set. Next up, we have the Alpine Refuge, a very nostalgic and like woody type vibe feel to it. It gives you like a summer camp like building architecture style. I don't know. If it's in a forest, right, it looks pretty good. I think it'd fit on the display or in a city. For me, I don't like the dollhouse style that much, so I don't know how to implement it. So I think I would pass on this one just for that sake. But very well executed. Looks pretty awesome. Next up, we have the Wallace and Gromit. This is pretty awesome as well. I love the color. I just love those masonry bricks, especially in that red color. I think it's so well done. And then like the shutters. Oh my gosh, the windows look incredible. I would definitely buy this set just because of how amazing the building itself looks, even though it does have the open back, like the dollhouse style. But it is well executed. I like the little overhang and like where the car sits. Very well done. It's a yes for me. Next up, we have the Holiday Village train that runs around. Now, this one actually got pulled off, but I'm actually kind of surprised Lego hasn't created something like this in the past. I think it just fits the total Lego Ideas theme, or even a Lego set. Simply amazing. I would love to see something like this, but unfortunately, we won't be getting this one. Next up, we have the Japanese Castle, which gives me quite a unique feel to Ninjago. We've seen like the Ninjago Temple. Kind of looks similar to this one. So that's my only holdback on this is we've seen Ninjago temples like this. So if it were going to be made, I would buy it because I do like that. Like I've said previous in this video, I love that style. Even though it's dollhouse, I simply do love it. I love the colors. I love the architecture. Definitely could fit it into my city or use it as mock work. Next, we have the Wizard's Retreat, which is a nice little like wizard castle. Pretty awesome color usage. It kind of reminds me of like the Friends colors, that like teal blue, then the brown accents. It looks awesome. I would definitely pick this one up. I could fit it into my Lego city, just like almost any of these, but really awesome design and castle build. And I love that it's modularized. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But I love how it fits together, and it's just a big win for me. So that's a yes by far. Next up, we have Willow, Battle of Asleen, if I'm pronouncing that correct, and a huge Lego castle with a massive tree up front. I mean, it just screams, this is Lego. This is awesome. I'm a big fan of these castles, so this one is a definitely buy for me as well. It's pretty awesome, and I hope if Lego was to create this one, they would keep a lot of the original creators' designs, because I really do love some of the designs he put in, like that bridge. Next, we have Fantozzi Take the Bus on the Fly. This is quite a unique build as well. You have a bus out in front of a facade of a building. Then you have like an apartment style build that just goes straight up, and I think it's like 4 floors, maybe 5, with the roof. It looks massive, and it's just a facade, right? And then on the back, it's all dollhouse style. I would get this just because of how unique it is. Like, it's just solely meant for that. So I really do like it. I think you should pause that and rewatch that one, just because those images are quite amazing. But the next one we are going to look at is Dog's Fun Park Playable Dog Run. I like that this is playable, adds some playability into the Lego world. And of course, a dog park, I think, is probably a hit in modern day society, just because how like well acclimated dogs are into like everyone's family. So I could definitely see this one being made. And quite frankly, I wouldn't be opposed to getting it, to placing it into my Lego city, because I don't have a dog park. So this one is a definitely maybe / yes for me. Pretty well executed Lego set. But I hope you enjoyed all the Lego idea sets that potentially could be made coming in 2023. Let me know what your favorite is in the comments below, and hope to see be made. As always, guys, I thank you so much for watching. I am your host, Stud City. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.